Hello, thanks for joining us for the second talk on an introduction to wildlife recording that we're doing to support the Tees Valley Nature Partnership and their little focus on wildlife recording this month. We are in March 2021 and spring's just starting. So I'm just going to get straight on. I'll stop my video. Oh, I'm Fiona Greenwald, the Engagement Officer for ERIC Northeast, the Environmental Records Information Centre Northeast. So I'll just stop my video and share my screen. There we are. So this is the second talk. Let's just get started. So we'll just do a quick recap on the last talk, and then we're mostly going to look at who can do wildlife recording, what sort of things to record, a few things not to record, what you might get out of doing some wildlife recording, and how we can help you. So in the last talk, our main thing that we focused on was thinking about what exactly a wildlife record is. And we spoke about how there's four main bits of information needed: what the species is, who saw it, where it was seen, and when it was seen. So the what, who, when, and where are the four things that we need to know. If you don't know what the species is, a good photo or some other evidence, like a feather or some fur would work as well, because we could probably get someone to identify from that evidence. So that would still provide a valid record eventually. So who can do wildlife recording? The short answer is anyone, and it means anyone can help protect their local wildlife. You can help nature by doing recording. You can invest as much or as little effort as you want into doing it. You could do it from your own living room, just looking out the window, or just perhaps on a short walk at lunchtime. You might go to an event like a biohunt or a bioblitz. That's a great thing for families and children to do. It's a great thing for anyone to join in with. So keep a lookout. Hopefully there'll be a few more things like that going on over the summertime. And usually there are people who can help you. There are experts at those sorts of things and help you get started and help you with identification and getting enthused about it. And if you really start enjoying it, there are absolutely loads of formal recording schemes that you could join, depending on what organisms or group of organisms you're interested in or where you live. So we'll talk about more about that in the last talk of these four talks. So we're on the second talk today. What should you record? The short answer is everything. It doesn't matter if it's common or rare. People often think we are just looking for rare or exciting things, but actually, 50 years ago, people weren't so worried about sparrows or hedgehogs, but their populations have massively declined over that time. So we need to know the numbers and the distributions now. It's a bit like creating a constant running baseline, so we know how things are changing. We're wanting records of any living organisms, from the tiniest diatoms, if you get into them, to our largest mammals and birds. Everything, any living organisms, we're interested in them in all sorts of habitats over northeast England. You might be lucky and spot something rare, or you might spot common things. They're all important, and we want all of those records. And not just the organisms count. You can send in records of field signs. The molehill wouldn't be there unless a mole had made it. So that's evidence that there is a mole or moles in a particular area. The nest didn't build itself. Whatever bird species made that nest had to exist to make it. So these field signs are evidence of different species. Feathers, fur, all that kind of stuff counts as a record because it's evidence of those particular organisms. The 4 bits of information are still needed: what the species is, who recorded it, when it was seen, and where it was seen. And then we've got a record. There are a few things we don't want though. We don't need records of pets like cats and dogs and budgies. We don't need records of domesticated or farm animals. They aren't really what we're looking for. We do want things that are native or naturalized. So something like, a feral goat population would count. It's basically they're basically living as wild organisms. These other ones are dependent on humans, so we're looking at things that are native or naturalized. We don't really want records from botanical gardens or places like that of the plants, because they're all recorded separately anyway. If you're visiting a garden and you see perhaps bumblebees or invertebrates, that would be something we'd be interested in. And we don't really need your holiday photos from out of our area. We're looking at things from within our area in northeast England, from up at the Scottish border, along the Cumbrian border, and to the North Yorkshire border. If you don't live in our area, but you're visiting or on holiday and you spot things in our area, we do want those records. It's about where the organism is found in that case. And if it is found within our area, it doesn't matter if you don't live there. The fact that the organism does, that's the information that's important. So we would want those records. What's in it for me? What's in it for you? One of the best things, I think, is that it's making a real contribution to nature conservation. You know, lots of us might like to head up into the hills and the moors to block dams up. Sorry, not to block dams, but to block drains up so that we can recreate the peatlands again. We might want to do tree planting. We might want to be doing wildflower meadows or plug plants, but we're maybe just not able. We're maybe not physically able. We maybe don't have the time. We maybe don't have transport. But just having a look out of your window, going for a walk locally, that you can still generate really important information and records that are used in real decision-making processes that really do affect nature and nature conservation. If you've not got a lot of time, I just had a little think there, you know, just even if you spotted one thing every lunchtime and sent your records in, that would be 250 records roughly in a year. And then imagine if you had 4 people doing that, there you've got 1,000 more records. So just all these little bits of information all add up, and they can help protect your local green spaces. Even, you know, as I say, you don't have to go up out into the wilds. Just looking at what's around you. We've all, this year especially, you know, a lot of us probably think this anyway, but even more people are beginning to value their local green space and realize why it's important to them. Not only that, why it's important to wildlife and nature. You don't need to be an expert. We can help you out with identifying things. Well, I think it's good fun. Whenever I feel when I'm learning something, it's fun, and you get a buzz out of being able to identify something. There's loads of surveys that you can join in with, and that's a great way, you know, joining things like Facebook groups. You get in touch with other people who are also interested, and it's you can learn from each other, and you just get excited about things. And then, you know, again, there's more and more evidence coming out about how being in nature, experiencing wildlife, you know, even virtually can actually, you know, boost our mood and increase our sense of well-being, increase a positive sense of well-being. It's just a positive thing to do for you. And not only that, it's actually a positive thing to do to help nature conservation, to help wildlife and to support nature. Now, we can help you out. Get in touch with us. We can help you out in different ways. We often run little workshops. They've all been a bit on hold with the sort of current situation, but hopefully that kind of thing will be happening again, or we can share information about workshops that are going on in the area. We usually have a conference in the autumn. It's a great way to just meet up with people. We do have a small grant fund. It's just closed for this year, but if you've got a particular project that you need a little bit of support with, it's might be something worth looking at. We can help you get your records into the database. Normally, we've got a team of volunteers who can get those records entered into the database, typing it in. You know, hopefully, again, that'll start up soon. And if you're working with a group, maybe looking at a particular species or group of organisms or habitats, we can help get the information to help you make decisions about how to target your efforts. You know, just get in touch with us. Any problems, there's 4 of us in the team, and we know lots of other groups and experts, so we can usually help people to move forward. And this is the last slide. Well, it's actually the first slide of the next talk, so I'm going to stop there. And we'll think about who to send your records to. You don't have to send them to us at ERIC. So we'll look a bit more at the different options in the next talk. So I'll just stop screen sharing and turn my video on again to just say cheerio and thanks for joining us. Do make any comments or ask questions in the comments section just below, and hopefully we'll see you at the next talk next week. And these talks are available to watch at any time. Thank you.